Okay, here you have it. Talking Head. I'm back. It's getting cold out. Weather's building up. Harsh Cali. That's the cat again. Well, let me bring her up so you guys can get an idea of who she is. This is Kelly. Okay? And she's one that I can depend on to get me through my day when I'm home working up in the office. You know, she makes her little fusses, but you know what? Sometimes it's a lot more safer to have a cat or a dog as a friend than some of us who exist in this world today. And it's sad to say, but it's the truth, because we of this world today, you know, not to say that they of yesterday did not have what we possess today, but we do, however, have a little more cutting-edge technology, and we are able to do things to help people, to cure people of cancers and make people's lives better. You know, make it possible for people to pay their mortgage and, you know, not bull crap them and sell them money at a high rate. You know, it's not that they're selling you the house; they're selling you the money to buy the house at a high rate, whereas you're forced to foreclosure. But this is the type of society we live in. Full employment for them and theirs off the back of you and yours. We have people running and marathons and wearing bracelets and in hopes of working against cancer. Do you know that there's a doctor, Dr. Brzezinski, Stanislaw Brzezinski? Man has come up with a cure for cancer. But like all other things, if they give us the cure, it's no longer feasible for them to, I mean, it isn't feasible for them at all to give us the cure, because then they can't use their chemotherapy and other radioactive forms of so-called medicine to ease our ailments. They don't want to cure our ailments, they want to ease them, slow them down, so it takes longer for it to kill us. And in the meantime, in between time, they could tax us, they could exact a fee. It's the kind of society we live in. And if it was up to the cats and the cradle and the silver spoon and the little boy blowing them out on the moon, we'd have cures, because they exist. We live in a society whereas we as human beings, we tend to show our loyalty, or our so-called love and loyalty, for those who are either our children or our parents. In some cases, and even in some cases that changes, we don't really love each other. We don't respect, appreciate, and share love. What is love? Love is omnipresent. However, we just don't display it. Case in point, here's a perfect, matter of fact, here's a perfect example. You love your children, right? Do everything you can for them if you can. Why? Simply because they're your children. Would you do that for your neighbor's child? If so, that is love. Would you do that for a foreign child in a third world country? If so, that is love. And the sad thing about that, the foreign children in third world countries, is the mediator who sets up the fund, the relief fund, the sailor fund, the send this child to school fund. They take the money. Yeah. That's the type of society we live in. Full employment for me and mine off the back of you and yours. That's how they see us. And as far as slavery goes, talking head here, we're all still slaves. We're just paid slaves nowadays. Back in the day, slavery was a little more out in the open. Now it's hidden. And I'll tell you why you're a slave. No matter what job you have or how long you had it. What are your hours? 9 to 5? 8 to 4? 1 a.m. to or 5 a.m. to 1 a.m.? Whatever your hours are, those are the hours you get paid for if you are in fact there. And if in fact you're not there, you either get reprimanded or spoken to, or something happens. And if you overdo it, you no longer have that job. So you're not free from 9 to 5, 8 to 4, or whatever hours you work. That means you are a slave. You are a paid slave. wages are involved. However, you belong to that corporation, that specific entity. So slavery still exists, and it's not about black or white slaves or blue or green slaves. They don't care anymore. The visionaries, the Illuminati, the people with the visions. It's because of them. Yeah, they can make good things happen and bad things happen with the good things that they have, perceived, saw. You take a man like Brzezinski, Stanislaw Brzezinski, who created the cure for cancer. Man with good intentions. However, had he been like one of them, they would have bought him, turned him their way, and hid the cure, and schemed in some way just to make it feasible for them to make lots of money off your pain, misery, and suffering. And that's the type of society we live in. We live in that type of society where love is omnipresent. However, we just don't know how to truly and freely and dearly give it away as it was given to us. So, the next time someone wants you to run in one of their marathons, breast cancer, cervical cancer, think about this. There are cures for cancer. However, the National Cancer Institute and the rest of these major pharmaceutical, Elan, they don't want you to have it. Yeah, they'll get you out there running a marathon. People are donating money, but who's getting this money? They wouldn't give it to Dr. Stanislaw Brzezinski. They wouldn't give it to someone of that caliber, whose character was that pure, a man who created a cure for cancer. All they did was take him back and forth to court, and then at one point lock him up in prison so they could patent his idea. This is the type of society we live in. Yeah. Full employment for them and theirs off the back of you and yours. They'll put their heel in your neck. They'll teach you the shortcut to the long beaten. They'll keep you on the beaten line so you can't get on the blessing line. It's time for you to wake up, America. Yeah. You think all them third world countries have dictators? The dictators are right here. We live under a dictatorship, except it's so well convived, it's so well concealed, that you don't even see it. America, the beautiful. Her. Picture that. She doesn't even have an owner. America doesn't even have a family. Tell me, who could you say could call this place their homeland? Who can call this place their... Who was born here that was not dragged here or seduced to come here for the American way? Oh, the Indians? Well, they're gone. Yeah, they were forced off into reservations. They were pushed away. This is no one's homeland. America's up for sale. They turned America into the biggest prostitute in the world. And you know what? It's time that America has to pay. It's time that America has to pay. The day will come when you think the Holocaust was bad. They will come and take you out of your own home. It's possible. Drag you off to one of their concentration camps. And you don't have to be Jewish, black, or Latin. You could be anything. So long as you're a breathing human being, they will come and take you. It's possible. I don't know. I mean, I see it as happening. I don't see us as having rights here in America. Privileges. Yeah, we have privileges. See, they give us privileges rather than rights, because rights we can stand up for. Privileges, they can give and take. They'll find a way to lock you up if you were creating an awakening voice for the masses. Take that, hold that, and that's that. America, or American. We can. We can. But only if we stick together and not segregate. You cannot tell me that it is wrong for a person to come into this country, Mexican, whatever, African, a West Indian, everyone here is an immigrant. No one belongs here unless they say. But who are they? Think about that. Everyone should be welcome into this country because America was stolen. Was stolen. Yeah. Yeah. Raped after she was stolen and altered. Stolen, raped, and altered. So anyone should be allowed to come here so long as they come in peace. Not pieces. I repeat, so long as they come in peace, not pieces. Let me not get excited. Talking head. Just trying to share with the masses. You guys have a good day.